Hello guys, welcome to Ballazo. So today we have with us Kaustuv and Abhiram, who are diehard Arsenal fans. I want to ask a question to you guys, who is responsible for the current state of the team? It is management, it is player, or it is manager. Who you guys think is responsible for the state? Yeah, Kaustuv, you can start. Yeah.
Um, I don't know Avnish and Abhiram. Like it's very, very difficult to say. See, um, I believe that the players have a large role to play in this. Like we have seen it during the Wenger last years. We have seen it with Emery's like downfall. We have seen it with Arteta right now. The players always let the managers down, man. Like I don't know what to say anymore. I think we need a really, really big rebuild, right? And we are in the process of that. Like we had Mustafi, Ozil, all these players, and like Kolasinac, David Luiz, all these players used to make one major mistake every single match, right? And just when you think that you got these players out, you got Mustafi out, you got Kolasinac out, you got Ozil out, so you got the mood a little bit better. David Luiz is also like not making mistakes these days. Then you got players like Dani Ceballos making a couple of mistakes, and like these things cost us here. Like it has been too long. I feel that like the current crop of players do not like as such deserve to play for Arsenal, except for a few. Like the youngsters are like the ones who only bleed for Arsenal. The rest of them, there's no passion at all. Like it doesn't seem like they're playing for Arsenal Football Club. It seems like they're playing for the paycheck itself. At the same time, I feel that uh, some, uh, not some, but in fact, a lot of blame has to be given to the board. Like the owner and the board have been too late in making investments. We have seen the likes of Leicester, West Ham, Everton. In fact, all these like like smaller clubs than Arsenal have gone ahead of us. Like I can't go into like a Leicester game or even a West Ham game this season and say for say like confidently that we are going to win. These used to be bogey teams for us, and like just 5 years ago they were like bogey teams. We'd lose like a single match to them, but now it seems like I'm not confident in the players or the manager tactics at all. And the board has to be put at blame for these guys. It's not something which has happened in a season, right? We have been seeing it since the last few years.
Abhiram, you
Yeah,
want to
so
add something? Yeah.
yeah, so the major problem is with the whole club, is what I believe. From top to bottom, the whole thing is a scam. It's a fraud. The owner doesn't care. The people he hires don't care. The manager they hired is inexperienced. I still have little trust in him, but fact of the matter, he's an inexperienced guy. The job is too big for him. I mean, first job as your managerial career, and you get to manage Arsenal, who are in a crisis since ages. It's not like they've just come into a crisis. This has been going on for 20 odd years now, close to 20 years at least, 15 years, say. But this whole hierarchy from the top to bottom, this whole thing, I don't have single trust in all these guys, any of these guys. The board members, Vinay, Edu, the other guy. They just sacked him because he had a role to play in Pepe's transfer. Raul Sanley, all these guys, they are not good enough. They just want to. Uh, they just have few targets, and I'm not sure they would be able to achieve that. But they still care about the money. But now, since we are out of Europe, I don't think that money would be generated as per their expectations. And because there is interest from other party, the Spotify owner, I think there is this is actually a blessing in disguise.
So Michael was with I think Pep at the City. So you guys must be thinking that he must have learned something from Pep, and you guys would be happy when he was declared as the manager of Arsenal, but he was not like up to
So
that mark.
Avnish, I think that okay, we know that he learned from Pep Guardiola, and like when he retired, Guardiola wanted him to come. But then you have to look at the fact that he was an assistant coach there. And if you look at all the managers, all the first time managers, right, who went to big clubs, Frank Lampard, did not succeed at Chelsea. Although he went to Derby County and he got them from fourth to fourth again. So that doesn't count in the championship. Then Pirlo, like terrible season for Juve. Gerrard is probably the only one who's doing decent. I think Wayne Rooney is also like player manager for Derby County, right? This season. And this season they're battling relegation. Gerrard is probably the only one who knew that he doesn't have to go to a big club. You look at Thierry Henry, you look at Patrick Vieira at Monaco and Nice. They did not do good enough at all. And uh, it kind of shows that you don't know what sort of big decisions you have to make. You get outplayed by the experienced coaches like uh, Ancelotti and Brendan Rodgers, these folks, right? So uh, yes, I think that the manager is inexperienced. He is to fault at a lot of things like late substitutions, uh, keeping faith in players who don't perform at all, these sort of things. But at the same time, I believe that his hands are also tied with what sort of players we've carried over from the previous seasons. Arsenal is not the club which will attract the sort of sponsors and money like Manchester United will do, or it doesn't have the sort of owners who will put in endless amounts of money like Chelsea or uh, City, right? So we have to like have a sustainable strategy in the long term, and we don't have good enough players we bought in, right? Sanchez was probably the only decent buy we had in a long time, and that was because of Wenger. There's no Wenger right now. We haven't been able to sell anyone. I think our highest transfer out is either Iwobi or Chamberlain for 35 million or so, and
Yeah.
that is like a terrible price. So
Mm.
and this season we will lose a lot of players on free. We had to let go of Ozil, we had to let go of Mustafi. Kolasinac probably will do the same thing. And in fact, we're still paying Ozil's 90% of his wages.
90% of it.
50K a week, we're paying 90% of that, right? It just like it is stinking all through the club. I don't know what to say. And the management is, I think they are the ones who have to bear the most uh, blame for all of this. I don't blame the manager at all. Like to some extent, okay, it's fine. But you have to create an environment in which the players can succeed, the players feel motivated, the manager feels motivated.
Yeah. So if you hire an inexperienced manager, you have to back him. I mean, you have to support him financially. You have to give him the choice he wants. See, if he gets probably 2 to 3 world-class players that he desires, like last season we were linked with Hussein Mawar, but I don't think he's world-class yet, but he's a big talent. And we went for him until the final day, and probably 2 to 3 days just before the transfer window ended, we couldn't buy him because his agent demanded more. And on the final day, since this whole plan failed, we went in for Thomas Partey, which I agree he's a world-class player again. But this is Arsenal. You cannot just buy one single player and expect us to be satisfied as fans. You need, if I was, if you want to satisfy a fan like me, you'll have to buy two players like them. You have to support Thomas Partey with Hussein Mawar or any upcoming talent which every club wants, every top club wants. But you just go and buy Thomas Partey, which I understand, and you support him with along with buying Willian. That is again a manager's decision. That's on Arteta. I mean, Arteta as a manager wanted him, but I could see why he wanted Willian because he could play multiple roles. It didn't turn out as it expected, but still, Willian at that point of time was a decent sign. And that's it. Apart from Thomas Partey, Willian, there weren't many big name signings, and you cannot expect a manager not to fail with just backing with so little.
And it has been the cases through the last few years, right? You take the seasons when we could have genuinely challenged for the title. The season in which Ozil came in 2013 to 14, till Christmas we were at the top, and then we lost 6-3 to Man City. That
That's
is
always
like,
the
yeah, exactly. Every season there are one or two players which we need, and we could genuinely be a title challenging team. Take the season
absolutely.
in which Leicester won the Premier League. We are
We
crying
didn't
out
have a
for a
striker.
striker. We only got Petr Cech on a free,
Yeah.
and like it was visible to anybody that we needed one guy like that. Uh, the season before that, when we got Coquelin into the team, like
Yeah, if
we
he
got
was
him on
injured,
loan.
the whole season was done. Yeah, he was on loan at Charlton, and since all of our CDMs, we didn't have a technically CDM, but since he was not, he was all of them were injured. We brought him back, so that explains the whole situation. The board doesn't want to spend a single pen.
Yeah, our CDM since that time, since like 13-14, have been Coquelin, then Flamini on a free again, and Lucas
Later we
Torreira.
buy Ellen.
Yeah, and
Buy
we
him.
haven't played with the CDM ever since.
And
So
till now, I don't think we haven't replaced or we haven't bought an out and out CDM. Thomas Partey is not exactly an out and out CDM.
He can play box
yeah,
to box
he's
also.
a
He's
transition
actually
player.
basically box to box player.
He's a box to box player. I'd agree. We haven't got a Ramsey replacement. We haven't got an Ozil replacement. More importantly, we haven't a Cazorla replacement either.
Yeah.
Um,
Fabregas, I would say. We
yeah,
weren't able to.
and then like Mertesacker, Koscielny, we haven't got the replacements for that. Like that back line of Szczesny, Mertesacker, Koscielny, Gibbs, and Sanya, these five, that is still 100 times better, even if they couldn't play out the ball with their feet. Like although like Mertesacker and Koscielny were too good with their feet, but they are way, way better than all the defenders we have right now combined. And the board has to take blame for it. There has been bad recruitment, and at times like it has been completely missing. So
Yeah, so the scouting earlier, we didn't purchase big name players. We actually purchased gems from the market and we turned them into superstars.
Okay, so Kaustuv, what do you think about the second leg performance of Arsenal against Villarreal in Europa semi-final, which you guys lost the game and the final position? Yeah.
it was shameful. Like I have no words to describe how shameful, how bad a performance it was. It's like the first half, entire first half, we are playing it like it's a charity match, like it's a match in the Emirates Cup. Like this is the match it's going to European football next season or not. And you're just like passing it around. There's no intensity at all. No one is making runs. No one is taking risks. You played Thomas Partey as a lone pivot against Villarreal, and like asking him to defend, asking him to like transition the ball, asking him to play attacking midfield, and at the same time, like you're not able to do anything at all. Like it was a shameful performance. Like no one had any intensity at all. Uh, you, I will like not only blame the players, I will blame the manager for this one as well. So Mikel has to hype up the players. He has to tell them like increase the intensity, pass forward, take risks. It's fine if you like lose the ball. Just create space, move at least. Like Aubameyang in that first half did not get any service at all. And then the only guy who has come close to scoring a goal, you remove him from the match, substitute him. So like again, like weird tactics. I don't know how we go into these matches with an underdog mentality all the time. Like I didn't know what we were trying to expect or like trying to do. Tierney did not make a single overlapping run. It was very, very clear that he was not match fit at all. Right? Tierney, we know that he hugs the touch line. He keeps both the winger and the fullback back. But like it seemed like he was struggling against Chukwueze, not against the style of football that Chukwueze played, but rather like in terms of fitness, in terms of keeping up. And the entire match, I felt it was like really, really bad. Like very, I don't know, man, shameful performance by Arsenal Football Club. Like Mikel has to understand that we are the team which went invincible. We are the team who takes the matches to the Bayern Munich's and Barcelona's, even if we lose 5-2. But playing like this and losing 2-1 aggregate over two legs against Villarreal is like really, really simple. I have no words. And we had what, 3 shots on target over the 2 legs?
Yeah.
That's, again, like I don't know how the manager can look at that and say that we dominated or it was fine, we were unlucky. It's just too bad. It's not good enough. It's not good enough. Like there needs to be a massive change in how we perceive matches. We need to change our mentality altogether. I think it will change with either get new players in, remove the old players, or just change the manager, get someone new in who just clears the entire house.
Actually, I know that it's very difficult to be a Arsenal fan right now. So like you guys have like 4 games left. So like may your team perform very good in those games. So all the best, guys, for that. And thank you for coming in our video. And you guys who are watching this video, please like, share, and subscribe the video, and follow us on our Instagram, Facebook, all our social media handles, and the links are just below this video. So thank you, guys.